Welcome to the Bassmaster Studios, and we have another episode of Know the Pros on tap today, and we've got second-year Elite Series pro Patrick Walters with us. Patrick, how are you?
Ronnie, I am doing great, and I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here with you guys. I'm actually on the road covering some miles. It feels good to be back in the truck, to get behind the seat a little bit and get headed to a new body of water.
So I'm going to just go through a bunch of different questions that fans would like to know about Elite Series pros. And so first off, where are you from? What's your hometown?
Somerville, South Carolina, the low country. Born and raised right there in Somerville, and haven't left, not yet.
What would you consider?
I don't think we will let me.
What would you consider your home lake or a home river?
Santee Cooper. I do live closer to the Cooper River, but Santee Cooper, Lake Marion, that is my home. We got a lake house there. That's where I spent the majority of my time.
So if someone came up to you and said, Patrick Walters, what's your favorite technique? You can throw all the other techniques away, but this is the one that you're going to live with the rest of your life and you're fine with. What technique would you love? What's your favorite that you'd love to catch a bass on anytime?
Gosh, that's a tough question. I mean, everybody's got their favorite, but hands down, day in and day out, my most confidence is probably a wacky worm. That sounds crazy. It catches hundreds of fish, but that or like a Texas rig. But then, man, I've got to think about a jig, because you can do so much with a jig. I'd have to say probably a wacky, though.
So, Patrick, 2019 was your first year on the Bassmaster Elite Series. What would you say your fondest memory of the Elite Series was for your first year?
Gosh, that's a good question. I'd have to really say being part of the Elite Series, just being part of that group of guys, being able to travel and fish world-class fisheries. But I'd probably have to say St. John's, really catching 90 pounds of fish in 4 days, coming into the top 5. It was the best tournament I had last year, but truly enjoyed it, just being part of it. And I mean, it's always a good time, and you can't complain when you get beat by Rick Clunn.
So, Patrick, who's your fishing hero? Everyone's got a mentor or someone they looked up to maybe when they were a kid, other than maybe your family. It can include your family, but who is that person that you watched on TV and you're like, man, I want to be like him. I want to do that one day?
I'd have to say, narrow it down probably to 2. My dad's, of course, my biggest fishing role model. I mean, that's who got me into fishing and everything. But Greg Hackney and Van Dam, them two right there, God, they just, the way they fish is just, the way they look at it and the way they break it down, I mean, they're definitely probably my 2 biggest role models in the fishing industry, for sure.
So you've traveled the country a lot for a lot of years now through college and the Opens and now the Elite Series, but there's still some lakes that you probably haven't fished yet. So what is a bucket list lake that you haven't gone to, but that you definitely want to go to at some point?
I want to go to Falcon, like Amistad in Texas, and I want to go to the California Delta and Clear Lake. I want to catch some bigs, Here lately, I've actually been playing with the big swim baits. I've been throwing the glider, and it's an addicting bite, it is. And I want to go somewhere, I want to catch some 10s, I grew up on Santee Cooper. We got a lot of big fish. And tell you the truth, my favorite tournament to fish is a tough body of water. I love catching 10 pounds a day, and that being a good bag. I love tough fisheries, but I love catching bigs too.
So last one, everybody wants to know, they walk up to you at a fishing show, they're going to ask you, what's your personal best? So give me your personal best for your largemouth, your smallmouth, and your spotted bass, if you know them.
Largemouth is 1128. I caught that on Lake Denham on the Harris chain in Florida 2 years ago. Smallmouth, I don't know the exact weight. It's in the 5-pound range. I've caught multiple 5-pounders. I have not caught a 6 yet, so I don't know what it is. And spotted bass, probably right in there 4 to 5 pounds as well. I don't have the exact weight. For some reason, it's just, I don't know, you don't get the exact weight when they're not like just world-class fish. It's like, how many 8-pound fish have you got? It's like, you don't weigh them, But when you catch one over 10, you're like, you know the exact weight. For spotted bass, I guess I'll have to catch a big one here soon and weigh it in.
Yeah, it's
or
one of those.
Smallmouth. I know we'll be doing some smallmouth fishing this year.
It's one of those things, if it's over 10 for a largemouth, you're definitely going to weigh it and show it off. If it's over 6 for a smallmouth, you definitely are. For spots, it's that 4 to 5 pound range, but the lines get blurred there. So that's a Know the Pros segment with Patrick Walters. Thank you for joining us from your truck, driving to pre-practice for an Elite Series event. I appreciate your time, Patrick.
Absolutely, y'all. Thank you for having me, Ronnie. It was good talking with you.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
catch up soon.
Straight braid.
Straight braid, baby.